Hello and welcome back. We're back. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened in that court in Pretoria, right? That kangaroo court. Yeah. So we are here again, manje. Sizokulum. Yazi, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why? And I'm gonna ask this question here. Reason being, it started here, right?
What started here?
Why are people so desperate for the news about the case? Why are we so desperate about the case? In fact, why are people such desperate at a desperate level? I'm asking this because if I wanted money, I would create another channel just to talk gibberish about this case.
Gibberish.
And I know I'll get people.
And you make lots of money there.
No, it's a showcase. Yeah. Just say, okay,
This
Kelly was seen buying food at Foy's Mall.
This is where I guess the part of when you are desperate, you become prey or the preyers. You know, when you are desperate, it has this thing of also attracting scammers, attracting people that are they just want to take from you. They just want to profit from that desperation that you have.
People are desperate, man. You ask yourself when you see something like, wow, you really? So you're gonna be watching someone saying, so and so did 1, 2, 3. No, so I can say,
wire, and some of it is not even verified, and I'm like, why?
No, I was watching this other comment in some other YouTuber. I'm not gonna say who. This person was like, I think he's part of our subscribers. It was like, this case. He said, "What? This case has people feeling desperate. They would say anything."
Yes. Yes.
I don't think it's the case. I think it's us. You know, we build you, we also break you. If we watch you, we build you.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, that's what happens. I mean, honestly speaking, some other news are not even news. People just wake up in the morning and like, I need to speak about Senzo. I need to make sure that I get the name Senzo or Kelly, or mostly it's Kelly. How desperate.
The name Kelly, and they will say of the most outrageous things, and I'm like,
if this thing was spiritual, if this thing was really spiritual, and I went to actually maybe Nyotwala, every time someone calls Kelly's name, I increase. I'm rich. No, I'm being serious.
No, it's the yearning, the wanting, the obsession of wanting new information and feeling like not wanting to miss out, and but in the midst of that, there's also very confusing things. And you know what the worst thing for me is?
Yeah.
When I get recommended some of these things.
You get a lot of recommendations of such.
Guys,
because actually they are spamming the YouTube, and maybe if you check that topic at some point, if you've checked something like that, and then so I never understand.
I don't want to participate.
I never understand. Kuti, why would I waste my data? Mina, I watch you once. If Mbonu would die. This one. Because I mean,
angazi kune aroma tina spice
shy aroma. They move with, I don't know.
Paprika. Kuningi, I'm a spice.
I don't understand. Like, for the life of me, I never understood. Good very yabona khona manje. I'm at a stage where I'm looking at other avenues of doing. Like, honestly,
You're over this case now.
I'm just doing it because of the people who are in jail.
Now I feel obligated. I don't know
It's that
why.
obligation that made us start it from the word go. But you're not well, I'm over it. Kwenza le case ukuthi bengazuthi uyaphambana ekhanda.
Yeah.
And then you feel like
the lies, the reporting, the false reporting.
I've seen people who were at some point regarded as professionals turning into like fools. And you're like, hey, man, what
is going on?
What is going on?
What is going on?
You know, like, I mean, really? But yeah, I'm just asking.
But let's be careful.
And the danger, you know why? What pisses me off about this case is that you get subscribers who are going around looking for these things. They finding one, they want something. Someone says Kelly could be arrested tomorrow. They send us that thing. They're like, hey, you guys talk about this? I'm like,
no.
What should we be talking about? This
please.
So before you even started sending it, didn't you see that this is a lie? This is to see that this is a clickbait. You want us to tell you this is a clickbait. Then we fight with the other YouTubers now who are making.
Now we are entering beefies.
Who are making
and
money.
They are grinding. They are here making their money. Why must we interfere with people making dash money? Okay, so no, I don't want those recommendations. You can watch them, but if you can't see,
we get a lot of people sending us, please look at this. Please look at this. You're like, what am I supposed to look at?
I don't know what to say. Because you are supposed to see that this is a fault. Is Kelly arrested? No. Is Kelly
gonna be arrested?
No. If you've been following Zanti reality, you know that Kelly's nowhere near being arrested. So
nowhere near.
Are you recommending me a video of Kelly being arrested tomorrow?
Or something that might happen. Someone has done this and that.
No,
I've seen this case really turning people into certain things. I'm being honest. I don't wish you turn into that.
Yeah, it's very spiritual.
I don't wish you turn into that. If you are not strong, don't stay in this case because
you will lose certain wires somewhere.
Please check. They said they saw Kelly at 4 ways with something that could be seen as long way or something. Please check this. If
I cannot verify it, I'm not reporting it. Finish.
Okay, guys, it's fine. Let's continue.
If I cannot,
so let's talk about what happened today. Please send us stuff, but now ipeg into said I gag. How?
No. And if you are sending me stuff from YouTube, no. Already it's a no because why? It's already there. Another creator has already done it.
And you want me to verify that creator?
You know, rather send me stuff that you've looked up away from this platform. If you can find such things. Or news. Anything on the news, mainstream news regarding the case, it's fine. I'll take it.
Yes.
But if you're going to send me stuff from another content creators creating content, it's not going to work.
All right, Emil, let's do this thing. It's cold as hell here.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Yes, we've been away for quite some time, and like I said, if we don't have anything to report, we're not reporting unless if we're covering other stories, you know. So I'm gonna try and do other stories if I'm interested in them. That's the key word. If I find them interesting, I will do them. Or if you guys heavily recommend them, then they will be covered. They will be done. I'll have a purpose on covering them, you know. Otherwise, I'm not going to milk a stone. I'm not doing that. I'm not milking a stone.
Yeah, I know it's bad. It's bad. No. But yeah, let's continue. Let's like the video, guys. Let us do this.
So the Senzo Meyiwa trial resumed in the High Court in Pretoria this morning, or rather is it yesterday morning? I don't know. Yes, last time Advocate Charles Mnisi asked for more time to go through the evidence in relation to accused number one, Mnisi. Remember, you guys, he has to prepare a defense for accused number one. All this time since he's joined the case, he's only been focused on his client, which was only accused number three. So when he would listen in court, pay attention, draft a defense, he was only focusing on accused number three. But now he needs to go all the way back and formulate his own defense for accused number one, Mnisi. So he's a new client to him. Okay, so Advocate Nyegi was standing in for Advocate Ngumalo as he was still away. He was not in court today. And Advocate Charles Mnisi started off by saying that as per arrangement, I would like to come today and indicate whether or not I'm ready to proceed as by my preparations. He said that he's unfortunately not in a position to proceed as yet because he's not done with his preparation. The time that he had was almost like a week and 2 days, and it was very limited compared to the amount of work and the scope that he needed to cover. He requested that the matter be further adjourned for some reasonable time to enable him to proceed with the perusal of the record and other preparations which are necessary in these circumstances. So the judge asked him how far he was, and Mnisi said that he was pushing. He said, "I'm pushing, my lord." And the judge asked how many pages does the record have, and Mnisi said that he does not count the pages as he reads them. The judge insisted, he even was asking Mr. Baloyi and the court stenographer, it sounded like he was accusing Mnisi of saying that he said that the court record is not numbered. Baloyi said that the record is about 42,000 pages. And he said that his colleague Sibanda keeps track of the number of pages of the record. And Mnisi said he does not count the number of pages he goes through per day. The volume covered for the day, he does not know what the page is at. I personally read a lot, and I do not count the number of pages I go through as I read. That's me as a reader. I just read because I'm interested in the content. For instance, if I'm reading a book, ngiyafunda. Angithi today I covered 5 pages of this book. No, that's not what I do. I don't know where this strategy, maybe it's a lawyer strategy that's supposed to happen or what, but I was very shocked to hear Judge Ratam Hwatling asking Advocate Mnisi how many pages he had read. It was very shocking to me. And the judge kept heckling him on the number of pages he read. And Mnisi said that he cannot give the number, but he reads as per the evidence of the witness. He said by virtue of being privy to some of the information as he's sitting there in court, he doesn't want to say that he has an added advantage, but he can discern that the evidence of a particular witness that has been tendered in the court has little or no bearing at all on the matter relating, for instance, to accused number one. He made an example of the lady who came to testify, who was a girlfriend to accused number three, and he said he knows for a fact that her testimony had no bearing to accused number one, and he knows that there is a testimony of a number of witnesses which has a direct bearing on the testimony of accused number one. He also knows that for a fact there are exhibits that are also presented that have no bearing on accused number one. But Mnisi also said that now he's not in a position to proceed with the cross-examination because he's not yet done and he is yet to consult with Mr. Sibia. He has already come across certain sections in the record which would necessitate him to approach other witnesses as well to confirm versions, to confirm whether there is a lot of things he said that he needed to confirm. And he said that he did not want to present a haphazard version that comes from Mr. Sibia. He said he wanted to present a very formidable version. Now, this gives Advocate Mnisi that attitude of saying, you know what, he wants to represent accused number one well. He doesn't want to treat him like just another client that got added on. He doesn't want to take that approach. He wants to pay attention to detail. That's what I get. Okay, I know a lot of people are complaining. Oh no, it's taking so long. Oh no, this defense. No. But being in the shoes of a client, of an accused, and you are picking a lawyer, you don't want your lawyer to now just rush through everything just because they are getting paid by legal aid. No, you want to feel presented and presented well. So if he feels he's not ready to start, he's not ready to start. And by the way, the same fate was awaiting if he had appointed another lawyer.
Yes.
Remember we talked about it.
They were trying to bypass that. I think the fear of a new lawyer is stemming from what we have seen through Ngomezulu's presence. It is it could be a lawyer that comes in and rubbishes a lot of things that are done in that court and the way they are done. And they were skeptical, I think, when it comes to that. So they decided to say, let us help assist you, get someone who's already familiar with the case. And but in all honest, they didn't expect what is currently happening. They didn't anticipate that Mnisi would need to take this much also as a lawyer who was present. They felt that some of the things can be overlooked, in my opinion. So now they are not being overlooked. Mnisi is going through these things as if he is a lawyer coming from outside. Considering the fact that Mnisi was there to some of these witnesses when they were there. So the assumption was that this one's not going to give us more problems. You know, it's better the devil you know than the one you don't know. You know, that is a feeling, in my opinion, that I saw when they were insisting on an internal lawyer, and more so insisting that Ramsey Pile, maybe suggesting Ramsey Pile and others. So this is doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. But also, what now that this thing does is it says to you, you could have allowed this person to choose a lawyer from outside. Yes. Because there's no benefit of having this lawyer that is internal, except that is obviously able to see that, which is any good lawyer would be able to see that, okay, someone who came to testify about accused number 3 most probably does not touch accused number 1, because that person in particular had a relationship, one-on-one relationship with accused number 3. You know, that there is nothing more to it. There is basically no meat. It's a waste of time for me to go and recall that kind of a person. I don't think they expected what is currently happening. It was unexpected, and it is happening now. They are pretending as if they are throwing 10 times now and all that, because they asked for 3 weeks, and then they gave him about 6 weeks.
He gave him 6 weeks, and then it ended up being a whole term, which is much longer than 6 weeks. That means they'll return like in a month. Yes. Now we're on February. We're not even that. We're at the beginning of February. So that's more or less 8 to 9 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, or more than that. It's actually more than 6 weeks when I counted it.
No, I like their approach. The approach should be such that it is a new person. Forget that I'm part of these proceedings. Yes. But
he has to start from scratch, formulating a defense for accused number 1.
Yes.
And I remember there was mentioning of Mgomezulu's notes. No, that's not going to work. You can't, as a lawyer, enter a case and rely on the notes of the previous lawyer. Where have you heard that?
You just use it as a guideline, maybe there and there. And where you
But
disagree,
where have
you're
you heard
not
in
going
real
to
life,
be. Yeah.
in real life situations, when you change attorneys, does that mean now the current attorney must go to the previous attorney that you hired and fired?
No. No.
That it doesn't work like that in real life. So I don't know that whole thing.
This is more like a
asking for
handover
Gomezulu's
process.
notes. Yes, that whole thing of asking from Gomezulu's notes was no. It was not gonna work. Mnisi was not gonna use Gomezulu's notes, and he has to formulate his own defense for accused number one. Give him a chance. That's all. And Mnisi also suggested a 3-week postponement. He had actually suggested that they return on the 24th of February 2025. He said unless something else happens, but he would be confident to tell the court that he's ready to proceed. His exact words that he used was, there's a high probability that on the 24th of February, I'll be back and tell the court that I'm ready. He said it's not like reading a novel. He needs to compare and contrast, formulate arguments and take notes on, and also to go to the authorities and relevant cases. So he said that he does not want at the end of it all for Mr. Sibiya to say that he did not enjoy a fair trial because the degree of preparedness on those who were representing him were found wanting. So the judge said that he wants to give Mnisi 6 weeks. And the judge said to Mnisi that your client has a right to be presented or represented by a competent counsel who is well informed and well prepared. You say you want 3 weeks, I'm going to double it and make it 6 weeks so that when we come back here, we must start. Otherwise, people will think this judge doesn't want to start this case because Bondaba. Uthi bondaba bangena phi kanjani angazi kodwa bangenile namhlanje uthi bondaba. That is what they will be saying. They think I am making a fortune out of this case. I'm like, babi bondaba laba. Where are those ndabas? I could have made videos. I missed it. But Bondabas, what is he talking about? So this is it. I think for now, they should be in a position to realize that the postponement is not at the instance of the court. But then the judge couldn't wait for Mnisi to even finish what he was saying. He was saying, and I am not making money out of this case. If I must tell you, you must go and read how acting judges are being paid. It's different if I go and sit and be made the chairman of a commission of inquiry. I must charge as a retired judge. Here, I'm not allowed to charge as a retired judge. I'm allowed to charge when I sit in court. And you know what? They pay me for my transport. I did not need that information. I did not ask for it, but somehow I felt like it was bombarded onto me. You know, I did not want this information. I did not need it. He said, I drive an 8-cylinder motor vehicle. They pay me for a 2-cylinder motor vehicle. When I come to this court, I lose money because I have never driven a 2-cylinder motor vehicle since I was from Form 1. 1961, still playing football. I bought a Volkswagen. He said a Beetle. That was the last time he drove a 2-cylinder vehicle. I couldn't care for this information. I don't know what he wanted us to do with this information. I don't know. Like, am I supposed to care? I don't know, guys. Either way, retired judges are paid. Are they not paid?
They are paid.
They're paid. So I don't understand what it is. Hey, we have much more bigger problems. We don't care. Honestly, we don't care. We don't care because we know you're getting paid either way. Whether you chose to sit at home, whether you chose to come to this case, each check again at the end of every month. So I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this information. We're supposed to feel sorry for him. What are we supposed to do?
I'm not sure.
The state did not object, and Advocate Mshololo, on the other hand, said that since Advocate Mnisi indicated that on the 24th, he may or may not be ready, he suggested Mnisi be given the whole term. Okay, she said Diana, she had initially made a mistake and said 6 months or more, but then said 6 weeks.
Please, always. When it comes to recess, where Uzenza my mistake, and it's not the first time, eh? Not the first time.
She's over this. Honestly speaking, I don't think she wants to be here anymore. She's got other things to focus on and be. But then it feels like she doesn't have a choice. Ketile. Well, she said that she was saying this because they all have practices. They have to go and make commitments. They cannot afford to go and come back on the 4th to hear whether they will be proceeding or not. So if he is given a further opportunity the entire term so that they can go to their practices and work whilst he's going through the record, then they come back the next term, everyone will be ready to proceed. So the judge asked that he must be given until the 29th of March, and Mnisi said that it is in the hands of the court. So Mshololo was suggesting this so that there isn't a further stop and start, you know. She wants next time when they come, they proceed. So the judge asked if they read the case of Dr. Barson, aka Dr. Death. I discovered something very troubling about this man. But
what is it?
This man was the worst. The worst.
Is it
doctor.
Alleged?
No, but you should read up on him, eh?
No, is it all? You know how South Africa is. We cannot come here and say was the worst.
You know what I saw over the weekend regarding this doctor really shook my soul. Like I don't understand this level of evil. But either way, we're gonna maintain alleged because Mr. Anonymous is on my case.
No, yeah,
it's alleged.
You know how South Africa is.
Wasn't he found guilty in the court? He went to the judge was describing the whole 6-year trial that he had pertaining to. But anyway,
as I said, you know how South Africa treats certain people with
he's even still practicing, apparently, allegedly. People are saying that he's still reporting there. He's still reporting for duty at some hospital in Durban. Oh, guys. But anyway, let me move on. Let me not even delve into it. It's so dark. But he said that there were at least 3 or 4 defense counsels who took them at different intervals. And the judge said because other counsel wanted to do whatever, the judge said that the accused needed to have enough time and the advocate to consult and prepare. Even with other witnesses, he may also bring an application for the recall of a witness, which the court must assess whether such a recall is justifiable. But he said that it would be a sad day in South Africa if counsel comes and says, I'm not yet ready and prepared to defend my client. And this court, because of listening to public opinion, decides to ignore that assertion. Why would a public opinion? Which public opinion is he listening to?
This man does not listen to public opinion.
Which one actually would advise for them to just rush over and not represent accused number 1 well? Which public opinion is he listening to? Because that is not the public opinion of Zat's reality. Or no. Which public opinion is he talking about? That must be another one, because there's no way we would want for a legal representative of accused number 1 to be rushed, and not give himself time to familiarize.
I thought the man does not listen to anyone outside. Why is he referring to people from outside now? The same way as I was surprised when he said he reads, so he read about this case before he took it.
He said that. Did you guys hear him say that?
I was surprised.
He said that he read about this case before he...
Oh, you're not sober when you took this case. You just came with the...
He read the transcripts. He read the record only to come and cancel everything and start from scratch. Yes.
And it's okay with him.
Yeah, he continued to say,
Why would you need to read the transcript of that case that is going de novo?
That's a good question. Because we were understanding of the de novo part. We were like, no, he was not there. But now he's giving us pieces of information.
Now that he says he read it.
So what was the point of de novo?
Of his colleague Maumela. What does he call him?
I forgot what he called him.
Yeah. And that's not a mistake. I always say this. People don't get it. These things are not a mistake. Once he says something big, he messes up someone's name. And it's not a mistake, in my opinion. So what does he think about the current presentation? That would be very interesting, because that presentation, there are a lot of things that have changed since then in terms of how the state is presenting this case. Yes. A lot of things. Now, if you have read that transcript, what do you think? Do you still think that the state is as clean as they come? That's the question, Jay. Because I think my perception would be more biased towards the defense if I did that. If I read the transcript of the court with Maumela, and then now look at how they are presenting from that 100 and something witnesses that were promised and how everything was done, and then new evidence coming in through new people that were, or old people that were already there, and how everything has been cut into this short piece, I would be more biased.
It's like,
I'm talking about me, because now that will show that the state does not really have any case. It shows to me that the state is just winging this wherever it goes. You know, that's what it shows to me. I wonder what it shows to you as a judge when I'm Mr. Rat, because I'm asking myself, I wish you had read those transcripts. Luckily today we get to know that you did indeed read them, which is very good. But then I guess you are not a normal judge. But let us wait and see.
And then we have that problem again of suggestions being made by the court and stuff.
So now it's even worse, because now it makes it now look even more bad. Your suggestions, one might mistake might mistake them for a cover up, you know.
Guiding the state
based on the fact that you have at some point read where they could have been wrong at the time, and you are correcting that. You are making sure that's how one,
you know,
if really you did read the transcript of de novo, and how you were shutting down initially shutting down some of the evidence that comes from 375 after it was being accepted. It just
it's very
troubling that you say that. I guess baby go enjoy a court, so you ended up saying a lot of things maybe that you were not supposed to.
And think about this. When we found out that a new judge is coming after Miss Popola, you know, made the notes, you know, the letter. We were under the impression that this judge is coming, right? And they are yet to start with everything, including reading the transcripts, right? And then they just start and they tell us it's de novo. And now I have to question, okay, the writing of that letter and the fact that you had enough time to read the transcripts. When exactly did you get appointed? Many questions now that are rising that you read the transcripts. Had you not read the transcripts, maybe I wouldn't be having these questions. But now I have them because it doesn't take 2 days to read transcripts of more than, let's say, how long did it take before Maumela fell ill?
Long enough, from 2022.
So if you were able to read those transcripts and we just found out like just before, the whole timeline now becomes really, really, really messed up. But it's fine. We move. In South Africa, we move. We don't stay too long on things. Yeah, so he said that Abundaba are going to say that that this happened because Chiefs bought the referee or Pirates did what? Insinuating that people are going to say brown envelope and stuff. But he used soccer scenario instead. So to avoid talks, he said that he will postpone the matter. And he will take the advice of Miss Mshololo to say that they must postpone this matter. So Baloyi came in and said that Basson's matter started in 1999 and was finalized in 2005. So that whole matter took about 6 years. The judge said that this case is not like they were arrested or the accused were arrested immediately. And then after the incident had happened, he said Judge Maumela started the matter in February 2022. And then he came in July. Yeah, Naratam Khwatleng came in July of 2023. Then he told Mnisi that he read the record. Of course, you did. There was not much progress that Maumela made. And he said, and I quote, "I didn't come to court with an empty head. I read the record as it was." Yes, he read it. And then he came back and said de novo. Yes. The judge said that they were going to postpone this matter to the 14th of April 2025. And he told Mnisi to memorize the page numbers when he reads. He said it's advice, unsolicited advice, that I don't think that's how it works in real life. How many of you guys note the number of pages you read as you read? Yeah, like I read from page 862 to 955 today. I don't do that. I don't know. I don't do that. I just go with the flow of what I'm reading, you know. I'm reading. Reading is a mental exercise. I don't count the number of pages. Well, he said that he read 60 pages. He must make an example and say, I read 60 pages today. Even guys that write the novel, that is what they do. You don't just write until they tell you that Mandela is late. Next time, you can come and tell me I read from page 1 to page 38,000. So I need to read from page 39,000 to 49,000. Spoken like a true micromanager, hey? This is giving me anxiety because I don't like it when people pinpoint me like that. They want to micromanage my pace of work. No.
Yeah, that's basically micromanaging. That's in a nutshell, that's what micromanaging is.
No, I don't like it. It's so intrusive. Well, he said he's sorry to the public that is interested in this matter, the friends, the family who want closure, and as the press keeps hopping. So, Batung, there are certain things that Judge Ratamwatling says that just cancel everything that is trying to say. So, you are sorry to the public. You are sorry to the family that is looking for closure. And you are only saying it as the press media keeps hopping. So you are only saying it because the media is putting pressure on the fact that the family needs closure. It's not coming from you sincerely, you know. It's kind of concerning. He said that we cannot expedite it at a shorter period. He said that on Friday he buried another colleague judge in Cape Town and intimated that he hopes that on the 14th of April he will still be alive. The other judge was much younger than he was and he passed away. As old as he is, maybe then he will be long dead. I don't understand why he's calling death upon himself like that. For what reason, I don't know. But Loy also introduced new exhibits, you guys. I was not ready, but they were a lot. Extracts of cell phone data of accused number 1 from the cell phone number 07937900137 from September of 2019 to the 19th of November 2019. The second one was an extract of Brigadier Gininda's diary entry dated the 27th of July 2020. I'm assuming this is to support the absence of a warning statement. This is supposed to prove that he did everything by the book before he asked accused number 2 those questions outside of his workplace. The affidavit of Mr. Absalom Zungu dated 17th of November 2019. Absalom Zungu, as we can all recall, is Mr. Sizwe Zungu, Constable Sizwe Zungu's father. He hasn't come to testify. His affidavit was read in court, of course, during the cross-examination, I think, by advocate or by Mr. Ramosipili. But he hasn't come to court to testify. The affidavit of Miss Gladness Kumalo dated the 6th of November 2014. I can't quite recall when Miss Gladness Kumalo's affidavit was used. Do you guys remember?
No, I can't.
But it was introduced by the state today. Death certificate of Mr. Simpiwe Buthelezi. Now the judge was asking if Simpiwe was not Marco Makimba, and Baloyi said that it was not.
Distraction.
And then he asked for the death certificate of Marco.
That was distraction, my opinion.
Distraction how? What was he distracting everybody from, in your opinion?
For handing over some of these documents that have not been solicited by the state, by the defense, as Baloyi was saying. I can't shake it off, man. I feel there's too much connection between the state and the church, in my opinion. You know, there's just like, it's like, you know, when we talk, you know, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that we could finish each other's words, you know, when we know each other very well.
We think about this.
We think alike.
You know, our
complement the way we think of things.
Aligning somehow.
Yeah, it's
very magical.
Yeah,
it's very interesting to observe.
That sudden asking of Makimba difference and Makimba and who? And Simpiwe and Marco, yes. The difference and all that. He never gets these things right, knowing the difference of the two names. But he was spot on yesterday. He was very spot on. That's why I'm saying, I don't know, man. People do change in terms of how they remember things, but I guess that's my opinion. I'm not saying anyone is, but I'm just saying, there's that connection. I can't shake it off.
He also asked for the death certificate of Makeleni. Makeleni is the 6th.
You see how he was remembering all these things?
The one who was outside, who happened to have seen allegedly what was happening outside on the night of the incident. And Baloyi said that it has also not been handed up, the death certificate of Makeleni. The affidavit of Brigadier Gininda that was done on the 7th of December 2020, the statement of Brigadier Gininda, the one that was done on the 29th of November 2019, the statement of Brigadier P.W. Ninebar dated the 27th of November 2024, the affidavit of Warrant Officer H.S. Kruger Kriel of Grootfontein Police Station dated on the 21st of January 2025 regarding the use of a warning statement. Then the statement and annexures of Miss Yolanda Moeng, the director of Banakoma Fleet and Shuttle, dated the 6th of November 2024. Statement of Mlungisi Edward Klope, dated the 27th of October 2016.
What is that statement saying?
The one of Edward Slope, the one of
No, I'm talking about the other one. I'm coming to that one and stuff. The fleet what
Shuttle.
shuttle.
It's that lady who said that she had a renting company of cars and what.
Did she come to court?
I think she came to court that one, but it was a long time ago. It's very interesting that her statement is only being handed up now. I think she was asked to produce another statement, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this is the one that she was asked needed to. I don't know what is happening, but I thought it was handed up already when she testified. Now it's being handed up again. I don't know what to think. I don't know. Maybe lawyers can explain what is going on here because I don't understand. Then there's also Mnisi stood to say that they were approached. Okay, there was also a statement of Mlungisi Edward Klope that was dated on the 27th of October 2016. Mnisi stood to say that they were approached by the state for concession in terms of Section 213 with regard to some of the statements that he has already included in the list of exhibits, whether or not they are omitting them. And he said that they have not responded to the state, such as the fact that those exhibits are handed. It should not be perceived that they are handed in per agreement, because they have not agreed to their handing in terms of Section 213. So Mnisi is basically saying that they did not approve the handing in of some of the statements that Mr. Baloyi was handing up. So Baloyi said that the exhibits were handed in by the defense themselves and not the state. He said that they were handed in cross-examination, and he said then subsequently we sent an email to them.
We always say 636 is older than 375, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a $1 million question.
Okay.
Why is Lopez's statement submitted now? After the allegation of it
There was an
being lost, and then now it comes in alone. Because it is supposed, if it was not lost, right?
It should have been.
It should have been on the docket from the beginning that was handed over. Why is it?
It arrived with Brigadier Gininda as he's testifying. Why?
Why is it happening now?
Why wasn't it in the docket all
If it
along?
was never lost, I'm just asking this question because one stupid person one day will ask that question. If it was never lost, why is it handed over now?
It's a very good question. Because Nami understand yonke into eyenzakalayo in the case with regards to the state. I don't understand. We're just following the motions. I don't understand. Because if they were saying that the statement was not lost, then how come it wasn't there? It's coming with Brigadier Gininda as he testifies for the second time. He testified in the trial within a trial. Still didn't bring it up. Now it's coming. And it's being handed up today. Now. Okay. Then he said that subsequently they sent an email to them and said perhaps to shorten the proceedings, here is a list of exhibits we can hand up by consent, because those exhibits still need to be proven. And if we consent to those affidavits, then those witnesses need to testify. And that is what Advocate Mnisi was referring to. So those were handed up by the defense themselves. You know, this reminded me, it gave me a deja vu moment of times when I used to see Advocate Baloyi sliding in exhibits like that. It is to catch me off guard, that thing.
I think that's
it
is a strategy. You know, these many documents that are brought in one place, there is something like the issue of that statement being handed over, that Klope statement being handed over. Why now?
Then the judge asked Gininda about someone from the Scorpions who went to join the United Nations. Well, in the meantime, Tina, here on Mzansi Reality, will be covering other stories that we find interesting, that can teach us something, and we can all learn together as we wait for the 14th of April.
Yes. Zobe says that and trust us, we are gonna be committed in doing so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of research. Research is taking quite some time. Takes time. But once we found something, I bring it forth.
For I know that there is something very, very, very bad in South Africa that is being done by those leaders. Very bad.
Who's that now?
Very bad. Those leaders are very bad.
Oh, you mean Isabella Logosiam? Who's busy giving that man over there misleading information?
I know. We are going to cut all the fundings.
Hey, Nkosiami, how?
Very, very bad, South Africa. To certain people, they are doing something very, very, very bad. I know. We are going to cut all the funding. They will feel it.
They felt it. The many responses that I'm seeing today. I'm busy. I'm like,
South Africa has its own life. I'm telling you. One president speaks.
Yes.
Whatever he's speaking on is obviously informed and well, guess what?
What?
Gwede answers.
Yes.
EFF answers.
Yes.
Everyone is answering their own way. Abanye bathi abancengwe DA hayi akakhulunywe no president Dina Trump akakhulunywe abanye bathi they are happy. South Africa
abanye bathi okay wena mawuthatha
thina sizothatha ama minerals kanti bevele aba minerals wethu ngoba phela
it was a busy day today.
If we take them now, where are we going to take them to? Because you guys decided to give it to them, right? Now, where are we taking them to? If we are taking them away from the people we've been giving, God knows whether it was a transaction or what. Where are we taking them to? For I know, just a 2 minute speech. Was it 2 minutes or 1 minute? South Africa is very, very bad next to the yellow brain.
As he's on his way somewhere. Passively so. I know the awful things that are happening there. I know the awful things in South Africa that are doing that. I know the awful things that I'm like, come to Westsalag. What is he talking about?
Ngiyamzola Elon Musk.
You think it's Elon?
Ngiyamzola.
Plus, allegations are that he's very upset because there's a time he tried to bring Starlink. These are allegations. Allegedly. He tried to bring Starlink to South Africa. And you know how the comrades do. The comrades.
They wanted it this way.
They wanted a portion. They
wanted a piece. Very, very bad is happening in South Africa. We know.
I think
we are going to cut all the fundings.
I think Elon has beef. Maybe. Allegedly.
Everyone started answering. Hey, we must talk to them.
Oh my God, I'm like, I'm king.
But this is South Africa for you. That's what we have. We just are a diverse nation. Even our opinions are diverse.
Very diverse.
Get used to it.
They are very diverse. I was like, yo, Mudimo Akhoto, kanti Trump o reng kanti emampili hle. Wait a minute. Where did you hear this? Don't you think that it will be media? It will be all over. It was just saying it was actually happening. But never mind. Maybe you have issues with the media. It's fine. But what about the people from that country? What are they saying? What are they saying?
I know. There's something very, very bad happening in South Africa. We are going to investigate. One way. Find ourselves wondering. Everyone is answering.
What can you do? No Araba. You must just answer and make the record clear that that is not what's happening, Mr. Trump. Respectfully. But that we don't know who gave you the information. But your source is misinformed. It's misinformed. And of course we all know who's responsible. We all know, but I also blame the current government because they've been given them this leeway to do what they're doing. And they're not going to stop.
I know. One man can be this powerful.
No, he's powerful. The biggest country. And
in all fairness, I like that man.
I didn't know that they were getting this much monies from
17%. What is it? 17%, right?
Something like
of
that.
Of the aid that we get here.
I'm like, we didn't know that.
Maybe we should cut it for real.
We didn't know it is that much, but it's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Should we open the lines, guys? You want to share your thoughts, opinions, especially regarding the case, so that we don't leave anybody out?
Yeah. I wonder what you did there.
I also don't know what I did. So it sounds like my sound is having issues now. But guys, I don't know what I did. It was fine.
Right, let me just read people. Thank you guys for those who joined us. From Mabuti, thank you. Tosis Langa, thank you, our moderator. Just reminding people to like, please like, guys. We are on 100 now. Let's push. It's 214 people that are watching us. Mavi, thank you. Mamela Skudana, thank you. Maholzo, thank you. Lindan Dube, thank you. Kolani, Oli, Mahwangana. Yeah, thank you. Nomcebo Kamile Langamandla, thank you. Lola, thank you. Olani Junior Ngalipi, thank you. Rivak, thank you. Sbongile Kumalo, thank you. Yo madoda yasho yangena ilambadlile kamamkhwanasi. Let me answer this call. Some people are calling.
Yes, hold the line. Is it better?
Start. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. All right. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Fine, Mr. Ano. How are you?
We're good. We're good this side.
Emily.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, it's Mr. I want my data.
Mr. I want my data. I
yeah,
do you still want
it's long time, eh?
Do you still want it?
Yes, I don't know. I'm confused.
You've been entertained.
But today there's only one thing that I want. There's only one thing that I want to talk about today.
Yeah.
From me, I just want to praise and give congrats to the defense team, including our late bulldog there.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say whatever happens in this case, whether they win or lose, those guys, they need to be appreciated, man.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, because I feel those guys, man, they are working hard.
Yes.
They are working hard and that they're doing their best. As the world can see that there's too much fabrication, there's too much happening in that court, but the guys don't give up. And they're so patient. If it was me, the way this thing is going, it's frustrating. But I want to believe that is why those guys, they are trained lawyers and everything. Maybe they have been taught to say, no matter what happens, you must just be professional.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't have much to say who did what, who did not do what. I just want to say to the team, if maybe they are listening from somewhere, because it's clear they are listening with our judge tweeting us with our public opinion. He's listening to us, I think. So there's nothing much I want to say. I just want to say to the guys, keep up the good work, defense. We see your good work that we are doing. So yeah, no, big up.
Big up. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's all, Mr. Arno and Emily, for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The way we get frustrated, we can't even see. Sometimes you're like, but yes, they are doing a good job, honestly speaking.
Yes.
Some of us would have lost our patience a long time ago. That would have left this case.
Would have said. And what did you just say? This is
it's the effed up situation. Okay.
Mzanzelo.
Asibingele Sis Emily nawe Mr. Arno.
Hi.
Hey, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Happy.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk about two things.
Yes.
The judge is telling us every day, I've got experience, I've done this for so many years. Why did he fail to realize that Advocate Mnisi will need more time, and then start calling him when he says, okay, just give me Tuesday. No, just let's come next week and tell me where you are. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I can just appreciate Uguti. This will need an effort. You're not reading articles, you are reading a story and trying to make the evidence and then try to make sense, and then you listen to your client and then try to make sense, and then you poke holes. I mean, that's not reading, then I'll be done in a week's time, in 3 weeks' time. I mean, with his experience, he should have known, hey, this man is though an advantage than someone from outside, but is now going to be taking this case. Is having a new client. I suspect that they wanted to push Ozi to Oramusipil.
Yeah.
That's what I think, because I don't see any sense in this thing. Now the last one. This is the first, and I hope it's the last court, whether it's a magisterial or it's a high court, whereby I've ever heard a judge talk so much about his personal life. I've never. I mean, I'm watching. I'm so much fascinated with cases. I watch American cases. I watch Russian cases. I watch Canadian. You know, any case is prominent. I go like everybody else. I watch about CIA, CSI, whatever they call it, but not the movie ones. I mean, the true documentaries, and then try to follow how do these people get the evidence and what to expect in court. I mean, a case, the guy with the glove, I followed it up until it ended, you know. And there's so many cases, but now I've never seen a judge telling people what he drives and how much he's paid and why, and what the public says, and even you setting rates, abondaba, and I think I'll meet this guy one day at tavern, so I'll go there one day. Yeah, maybe all this happens in there, so I don't know. Hi, Guy Bongela, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like, no one will forget the mention.
Yeah, someone is saying, good morning, Emily. Good morning, Mr. Anonymous and Emily. The judge should not have read the record for the case handled by Maumela, but he read it. The question is, who gave him the records and under what circumstances? Expect Mnisi to raise the fact that the judge read the record when you came back from the break. But also expect a spin from the judge. He will say he meant the record of the case before him, not the one before Maumela. Zanzi, hello.
Zanzi, really, hello.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, you're speaking to Bongs.
Yes, Bongs.
Yeah, you see, what I want to say today, Mnisi, what he did is a right move. But there is also one aspect that is confusing about some of the people who pretend to follow this case, man.
Yeah.
You see, when these lawyers or these guys looks not so prepared, we always complain, why these guys look so unprepared? Now the guy is asking for fairness and enough time to go and prepare. The very same people who always say these lawyers look unprepared, they are still complaining about time and all that stuff.
Yes.
And those guys, they know the consequences of this thing. You know what they say on that field? They say a rushed trial can lead to miscarriage of justice because you don't cover a lot of aspects. This is not just doing what he does. You know, he needs to cover a lot of aspects. Strictly focusing on, I choose number one. Yeah, he was part of the trial. So they say Mnisi has been there. Why you waste time? But he was just taking some of the stuff and questioning. Mnisi was never cross-examination, doing cross-examination on behalf of Moses Biya. Now he wants the time to understand Moses Biya's case and the implication and the possibilities of the consequences that might happen with Biya.
Yeah.
The very same people are complaining. You see, Kendrick Lamar once said, you do good, they talk. You do bad, they talk. Sometimes people don't know what they want.
No.
This is avoiding miscarriage of justice. You don't want to go there and look unprepared. And you know the judge will make a mockery of the situation. If he can continue unprepared, that judge will have a field day with Mnisi. And very same people will come and say and make remarks about how incompetent Mnisi looks or how incompetent Mnisi is. Now he's asking for a time to go there well prepared and do his job.
Yes.
People are complaining. Regarding those exhibits, you know, if you follow this case and how 375 was born, those exhibits that were presented there, the main card for Baloyi is that statement of Mr. Hlophe, the brother-in-law.
Yes.
That's the main card that Baloyi is trying to play. to kill 375. You know why? If you follow the interviews and all that of the Meyiwa family,
Yeah.
375 was born from the fact people who didn't understand what's going on with this second docket. Miss Emily, I trust you, my sister. I will elaborate after my call.
Yeah.
375 was born from the fact that Makubo and Miss Joyce Butelezi and the other guy, they were three. They went to the Meyiwa family to introduce them. Upon their introduction, after them introducing themselves to the family, the family members told them straight to the face, you guys either want to solve this case or you don't want. We don't know what you are doing. We don't know how many police have come. They told the Meyiwa family, we just got appointed now. We were not part of this case all along.
Yes.
They wanted to hear the information, what was reported to them. And then Mr. Shope told them, I gave you the guys the statement so and so and so.
Yes.
And then Makubo asked him, who did you give the statement to? Mr. Shope said, Brigadier Kininda was here. I gave him my statement. Right there, Mr. Makubo took out his phone and called Brigadier Kininda. Brigadier Kininda is partly right when he said, though that docket was born from the fact that there were disagreements. Some they were going with a narrative of intruders. Some they were not going with that narrative. Upon their visit to the Meyiwa family, that's when they were sure. Because Mr. Makubo, from the onset, they were not buying this narrative of intruders. Then that visit confirmed everything. That's when the 375 docket was born.
Yeah.
There is a whistleblower. I don't like. There is a whistleblower. I don't like to mention people on your platform. I respect it a lot because you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
There is a famous whistleblower who said on that docket, Brigadier Kininda is a suspect for defeating the ends of justice. Because when upon their visit, after Makubo took out his cell phone and called Mr. Brigadier Kininda, he said, Brigadier, I'm with someone here within the Meyiwa family. He said he gives this statement. Brigadier Kininda denied ever meeting Mr. Shope. That's when the 75 docket was born. People mustn't come and say a lot of shit that they want to say. Some of us, we follow this case from the onset. We know, man, this is injustice happening to Meyiwa family and those five guys. That's when we understand the gist of this case. We understand some details that are in public. Sometimes people mustn't just comment, they can do research so that they can understand. 375 was born from the fact Brigadier Kininda denied that's when Makubo and Joyce embarked on the move to open the second docket. They asked Mr. Shope, can you write this statement again? Yes, that's when that Brigadier Kininda is a suspect for defeating the ends of justice. Because Mr. Shope said, I can go testify. I know. Brigadier Kininda was here. I gave him this statement. Brigadier Kininda denied ever meeting Mr. Shope. Where is this statement coming from? They are using it as their last ace card. They say, but they will say, but we introduced the statement. What do you mean? This docket was all defeating justice. That's what they are trying to do. People must. It's like coaching football, man. Like we are coaching under 12. You know, when you are taking these boys through, you give them full details about everything.
Yeah.
They must try to get details before they comment. That docket was born from that fact. Kininda denied meeting Mr. Shope. That's when they embarked on a move to say, this is a defeating end of justice. How come a senior police come and take a statement and then later on deny this? Thanks a lot, guys. Love you long time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey. You guys heard, yes.
Yes.
That's how 375 was born.
It was born through such.
Yes.
And
the statement of Mr. Shope not being in the original
now
docket.
it is being presented in that court. As I said,
after the novo, after many months.
Once clarity seeking questions come in, just listen after that. After that, just listen. Or before that, if you're lost, just go back, rewind. That's the nice thing about SABC. You can rewind in YouTube. you can rewind, go back a bit, listen again, and then you'll understand what was a joke. If it's not a joke, a clarity-seeking question. If it's not a clarity-seeking question, reaction. Normally,
For my understanding.
from a judge. It happened. So then you get to see, oh, this is where actually we're going. Because that case is very funny. If you ask me, very funny. So I always, once I hear these jokes that are unnecessary, and Baloyi is on a stand, or the witness is on a corner. Yeah. Once you hear people being reminded of certain cases, rewind. Probably something you missed. Or you missed where the questions of the defense were going to. And they are being, in my opinion and my thinking, stopped. So there are many ways to skin a cat. But some of these tricks are old, in my opinion. Allegedly. Guys, akengivale mawuthi sene right. Thank you. Again, bengisaqhubeka nje nginimemeza ngamagama. Ingxolele Chuku Ana, thank you. Okay, bengila ku khawhalelwe. Thomas Didao, thank you. Lucia Nguna, thank you. Mlambo Designs, hi family, just dropping. Hello, we'll watch later out celebrating my 7-year-old birthday this evening. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Nana.
Happy birthday to you.
Christina Moila, thank you. Zozo Mahlangu, Sebonga. Raul Ntrobole, thank you. Mamzita Sebonga. Tim Cool, Makulukulu, thank you. There were few interesting things that came out today because the judge talks too much. He's reading the whole previous case before this one. 2, the judge emphasized that the witness can be recalled, but the witness will be recalled, but he must, yes, I also noticed that the judge will vent, basically. Whether you need recalling that person is gonna help the case. Basically, the judge can say no, and the other people obviously don't wanna come back. Like, let me tell you, who will be in trouble if he comes back?
Who?
Zungu. Zungu does not wanna come back. I don't think anyone in that court from the state side would like to see Zungu on a stand again. That's me. And Mnisi is actually saying that the recalling of those people, he's gonna actually gun for that, in my opinion. He's gunning for Zungu. More
he
than
needs to be recalled, whether we like it or not.
it will be very interesting. That's why I'm saying. Remember when I said this case is the order of how these people are called. There is a meaning in it.
They always finish with the person that's supposed to come last.
Yes, there's a meaning in it. This whole case is based on Zungu. But they put Zungu at the beginning.
Yes.
Then you get to realize later that actually Zungu is the main character here.
Yes.
And now, blessing in disguise has just happened. One advocate passes away. May his soul rest in peace, the lion, the beast. And then that opens the can of worms, because the new advocate, the new representative of accused number 1, can, on behalf of accused number 1, recall some of the witnesses. Even Mapopoda, because now there are things that have been now contradicted through what Mapopoda said. Do you understand? People who were weak, for example, they started. In my opinion, Tumelo was the weak link. but they did not get to see that because they thought they are still waiting for Bokheli. And then later realized that Bokheli, they are being dropped.
They are not coming.
They won't up. So manje ke Mnisi bemvula uthi cha, I've got a new chance. But I knew I'm going to. Marcos, thank you. Thandeka Zondi, thank you. Lindani Dube, thank you. Teboho, thank you. Innocentia Hadebe, thank you. And Blessing Mabena, thank you. Lindiwe,
Blessing.
Bembe, thank you, and thank you for your gift.
For the super chat.
Yeah, super chats. Babs, thank you. Laura mentioned to you. Jomane 83, thank you. Kilebohile, thank you. Sihle njalo nje. Kancane sizofika la siyakhona. Yeah, it's one person. Tembile Mkwanaze, our member. Thank you very much, and greetings to you. Busan Sibanda, our member. Thank you very much. Greetings to you also. Didi Talks, thank you. Ausebe, Nzonzi, thank you. Siyabonga cool bafethu. Without you, Emmanuel Makanjera, thank you. Dibu, our member, thank you. And Zakel Esbia, thank you. Nkosinathi Zagwe, our member, thank you. Ntokozo Nkambule, thank you. Queen of South Africa, siyabonga. Impumelelo, thank you. Mlungisi Jonas, thank you. We live by faith, thank you. Sihlala nje ngoholo kuba fethu masingakuthintanga sixolele ngane zakwethu iyo leyo indaba ezambakhe. It's that time of the night our eyes are not good, they are failing us, they've been open. Farai, thank you. Siyabonga. Njeke sithi ke bye bye bafethu. Please like the video and share the video again until we see each other. I'm hoping maybe around this time or earlier tomorrow, if it's possible. I hope that it is possible. That's my hope.
Only hope.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.